Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how to create winning image ads in 2021 for Facebook ads. Now there's a bunch of tutorials out there on how to create successful video ads, but one thing I often see a lot of Facebook ads users miss is using image ads. I can't tell you how many times image ads have been real winners for me. They have brought me over 6 figures in sales ever since I started with e-commerce. And one big misconception a lot of people have is that if you don't have a video ad for Facebook ads, you're not going to be able to find success. And this video is going to teach you, first of all, that is far from the truth, but also how to even find and create those winning image ads that help you stand out of the crowd. Because right now in 2021 and onwards, everybody that is using Facebook ads to run their e-commerce store is trying to find the best video ad available out there so that they could stand out of the competition, maybe stop customers that are scrolling through their Facebook feeds in their tracks to purchase the product. However, image ads have the same kind of stopping power as video ads, if not even more, simply because not enough people use image ads. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know how to create those successful image ads. But without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing you'll have to do in order to create those successful image ads is to destroy that like button until it turns blue. It's gonna take just 2 quick seconds. Okay, hopefully I've done that. But let's start off by talking about exactly what kind of products even need image ads in the first place. Unfortunately, not every single product out there can be successful with an image ad. There are some restrictions to this, which we're gonna go over. So the first thing that you should know when it comes to image ads and for the products is reflex buy products are the types of products which image ads can work the best with. Now, exactly what are reflex buy products? These are the products which are less than $20, maybe around $20, $25, $30 even, but customers don't really need to think twice before purchasing a product like this. Why? It's simply because it's not too expensive. Maybe it's a cool bracelet, maybe it's a cool watch, whatever it is, people just don't want to think twice before buying it just because of the price tag. So this is known as a reflex buy product. People can simply click on the ad and buy right away without thinking twice. And these often are products which are low ticket products. So you want to keep that in mind when deciding whether or not you want to use an image ad. But in addition to that, the second type of product which you can do this with is the no demonstration required types of products. These are the products where you don't really have to show how to use the product. You can just straight up have an image of it, a very high quality image, and that's literally all you need to kind of sell the product. This could be a bracelet, necklace, a type of clothing, or a simple bucket. That's a wild example. However, that stands true for this kind of product because you don't really need to show any type of demonstration with a bucket. A bucket is a bucket. People would really just need to look at the style, the color, and an image ad can be perfect for this. So no demonstration required products. If that's what you're trying to sell, then be sure to go with image ads because you don't really need video ads. But this brings me to my third type of product category which you can use an image ad with, and that is can be viewed fully. Now, if you are trying to sell a bucket, however, you notice that the images available out there for this bucket are not enough high quality. You can't really see the entire bucket from all sides. That is a type of product which you may be better off using a video ad for, because with image ads, a person needs to be able to clearly see what the product is from all sides. There should be no guesswork involved. And these people that you're trying to capture the attention of are people who are just scrolling through their newsfeed. So that is why it is so important for your image ad to clearly show the product from all sides and all dimensions. So before a person even thinks about clicking on the product, they know exactly what the product is, and then they can take the next steps, which is maybe clicking on the ad and then going on and purchasing the product. But these are the 3 types of things that you should be aware of when deciding whether an image ad should be used or not for that product. But that brings me to the next point on the list, and that is the outline of the perfect image. Now that you know exactly when to create an image ad, how do you even know what kind of image ad to use? And I'm going to be going over 3 different examples to show you guys of good image ads which have personally worked for me in the past. But let's start off with the outline. So the first thing in this outline is emotional appeal. Let's face it, emotions are what sell regardless of whether you use a video ad or an image ad. So when it comes to an image ad, you want to make sure there is some kind of emotional appeal in that image. Maybe there's people smiling in there, maybe there's little kids laughing in there, or some kind of emotion is getting induced just by looking at this image. When that happens, that is what is going to make the person click on the ad. That is what's going to drive your CTR upward. So that is why emotional appeal is number one on my list, because emotions are what sell the product in the first place. But this brings me to the next point, which is clear representation of the product. Again, going back to the first example, only use an image ad if you can't even view the product fully in that image, because you need a clear representation of the product. Without a clear representation, people really won't know what they're looking at. If they don't know what they're looking at, they're not going to click on your ad. So you want to make sure, along with emotional appeal, people actually know what the product is. It is clearly shown on the image ad. But that's not enough, because along with that, you can have this, and this is an optional step to this, but maybe have some kind of text in there. Now again, I'm going to be showing you some examples very soon of how this should be, but the text should not be too long. In fact, it should be 1 to 2 words maximum. It should not be in any of the corners of the ad, because Facebook nowadays does not allow such ads where the text is in the corners. If it notices that, it's going to disapprove the ad. So you want to make sure whatever text you have, it's right in the middle or somewhere around that range, but not in the corners, and that the text is not too big, because the person should still be able to see the product clearly. The text should be the second thing that they see, not the first thing. But again, something that's optional. However, it can definitely add a value to your ad. But this brings me to the fourth thing on my list, which is the outline of a perfect image. And that is, the image itself is actually a scroll stopper. Now, what exactly is a scroll stopper? With video ads, the thumbnail is considered the scroll stopper. In this case, since we're directly using an image ad, the image itself should be a scroll stopper. So if you're used to just having video ads for your products, then think of the thumbnail as the image ad in this case, because that's exactly what it is. The thumbnail is always clearly showcasing what the product is. In this case, that's going to be used as the image. So the image needs to be like a scroll stopper, where something crazy is happening in the image with the product clearly shown, and that is what's going to stop somebody that's scrolling through their Facebook feed in their tracks. So scroll stopper is the fourth thing that is the basic outline of the perfect image. But before we continue on, let's look at some examples of previous ads I've run with Facebook for previous winning products. So all of these 3 ads are going to be for one specific product, and that is these bracelets right here. Now, since I'm recording this video late January, early February, which is basically when Valentine's Day is coming shortly, this is the perfect type of product to be advertising, and this product has been a winning product for me for several years in the past, especially during the Valentine's Day period. Of course, if you're watching this video just now and trying to sell it, it may not be a great idea, because it's already too late to sell a product like this, especially if you source from China. However, I want you guys to look at the image ad itself. For this product, I've always found more success with image ads compared to video ads. In fact, I was able to do over 6 figures just with image ads for this product. As you guys can see, this image ad is very straightforward, very simple, nothing too crazy, but it does have several of the outlines here which I've mentioned. Number 1, emotional appeal. Now, the bracelet itself isn't really that emotionally appealing. However, the text is. So as you can see, that is why you should have text in certain scenarios. This is the perfect example where the text can do the trick. The text says king and queen, and obviously these 2 bracelets are for king and queens, or basically people in relationships. So the text does a great job of explaining that, and it adds the emotional appeal. Clear representation of the product is clearly visible here, because I only have a white background here, nothing else. All they can see is the product and the text. So this is also met. Of course, text is the optional part, is also met here. The fourth thing, scroll stopper. Now, if somebody is scrolling through their Facebook feed and they see these bracelets on the white background with this text popping out, especially if you did the right targeting and they're in a relationship, this is going to be the perfect kind of ad that they see. It's going to stop them in their tracks. So this is the perfect scroll stopper as well. So this is why it was a big winning product for me. It generated over $200,000 in the past 2 years, because I've consistently resold this before Valentine's Day every year. All of the 4 criteria are met, and that is what makes this ad such a good ad. But let's move on to our next ad on the list, and it is this one right here. Now, this ad is kind of a bit confusing. However, a lot of the same outlined areas are still mentioned here. So the first thing, emotional appeal. I purposely put 4 different photos inside of one, because people, when they're scrolling through their Facebook newsfeed, are not used to really seeing ads like this. So when they see something like this, they're bound to stop in their tracks, and that's exactly what happens, because I've made a lot of money and a good return on ad spend too with this image ad right here. As you can see, 4 different images with clear squares in each one, and each one is showing the product in use with very high quality images from, and these were images that I got from real customers, but nonetheless, all of the 4 things are met here: emotional appeal, clear representation of the product. Now the text part, that's not really mentioned here. However, I did used to send a special meaning card along with these bracelets that really used to sell this product. So that could possibly count as the text. It's not really visible on the bottom left, but nonetheless that does count as text. 4th thing, scroll stopper. This is something not a lot of people are used to, so they're bound to stop in their tracks, which is why this is such a great ad for Facebook, and it's only an image ad. But let's move on to our 3rd and final example. So this example right here was a very interesting example because the real emotional appeal here is just with the 2 people holding hands wearing the bracelets. And as you guys can see, it is a very clear representation of the product. It is fully zoomed in on the product, so only the hands and the bracelets are visible. Now this image ad did not really have any type of text. However, it was a real scroll stopper simply because a lot of people used to comment on the hair that was visible on this guy's arm right here. So this was kind of a little funny thing that used to happen, but it did work to my advantage because more people commented on that, and because of that the ad began to gain a lot of popularity. So something weird, something crazy like that can still work wonders when it comes to image ads, and you definitely want to give it a try, even if it doesn't have all of the 4 outline things mentioned here. But it definitely did have emotional appeal, it was a clear representation of the product, and it was definitely also a scroll stopper. But now that we've gone over the overall outline for this, let's understand how to exactly find them, or in this case create them. There are several ways that you can do this. The first thing is going on the AliExpress suppliers page. Now you can directly contact the AliExpress supplier in some cases to get images for the product. However, if you don't really want to do that, just looking at the product pages, maybe typing in the main keyword related to that product and trying to find other suppliers selling it may also work. Something else that I also used to do is search on Amazon. So what I would do is I would copy the main keyword related to that product, go on Amazon and try to find other people selling that product. In many of the cases, I would find winning image ads related to that product from these suppliers. The 3rd thing I would do is just look up Google Images. And with the Google Images, there's actually something very interesting that you can do. So if we go back to the ad example and right click on this image and click search Google for image, what you will notice is that a lot of other Shopify stores or just other websites in general will pop up once you do that. And if you want to find out more about it, you can go into the images section as well. But this is a great way to find more images related to that main image or for that main product. So this is another thing that you can do in order to find more image ads. But whatever images that I've found and I've used for my ads, either they've been directly from AliExpress suppliers, or once that AliExpress supplier image began to sell really well, I would directly ask my customers to send me images. One thing which you can do, which is not mentioned here, is go on Fiverr, hire somebody to take professional images for you, and then have them send that back to you. But these are all various different websites which you can source the images from. But that brings me to my last point, and that is, how do you create the actual ad once you find these images? Now, personally, I just used to use Canva, and what I would do is I would go on Canva, make a square sized canvas on there, so 1000 by 1000. You can do 800 by 800 because those are the images that work the best. Once you do that, then you want to make sure there's a clear focus on the product. All of the sides are clearly covered on that square canvas, and there is no sort of background noise. When I say background noise, I'm meaning any types of distraction, because as you guys saw with my ads, it was very clear what the product was. There was nothing in the background, just simple white background images, or in some cases real lifestyle images. But that's really all you need in order to create those winning ads. Simply use Canva to make them. But this was the general guide on how to create those winning image ads, and never be afraid to test image ads, because a lot of the time image ads can actually outperform video ads. But if you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.